Virginia's former lieutenant governor, Justin Fairfax, a one-time rising Democratic star, dead, accused of shooting and killing his wife and then turning the gun on himself.
Self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head.
Police say Fairfax and his wife Serena were found dead from apparent gunshot wounds. The shootings reported by their teenage son.
One of the children was the 911 caller just after midnight.
This tragedy comes amidst a contentious divorce. Court records show Fairfax was ordered to vacate the family home where the murder took place by April 30th. The court had also awarded Serena full custody of their children as she showed the court evidence that her husband had become a detached alcoholic. They were scheduled to appear in court on Monday for a trial to divide their assets.
Former Lieutenant Governor Fairfax was recently served some paperwork associated with an upcoming court proceeding that apparently led to this incident last night.
According to court documents, Fairfax's struggles with mental health and alcohol abuse started when he was accused of sexual assault in 2019. At that time, Fairfax was in the midst of a bright political career. But then a scandal broke. A photo with a caption attributed to then Governor Ralph Northam showed a man dressed in blackface, the other in a Ku Klux Klan robe. Northam considered resigning, which would have led to Fairfax taking over. But then two different women accused the lieutenant governor of sexual assault, leading to calls for his resignation. Fairfax never left office and vehemently denied the accusations, but never recovered politically. How disappointing is it to see it come to an end this way?
You never know what's going on in any family. He was an enormous talent, and I just can't imagine what his family's going through.
Ryan joins us now. And Ryan, police say Serena Fairfax recently had cameras installed in their house.
That's right, Tom. And police say they used the footage from those cameras to refute claims from earlier this year by Justin Fairfax that his wife had assaulted him.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
But let's start with our Matthew Torres out in the neighborhood where this all happened. He spent all day reading through court documents that shed new light on this terrible tragedy.
Based on new court documents I was able to obtain, a judge last month ordered the former lieutenant governor to move out of their home here by the end of the month as he and his wife were in the middle of heated divorce proceedings. Police believe the latest in their marital situation could have been the spark behind the shooting.
Just amazed, shocked, and because I knew them.
From the outside, neighbor Peter DeMeo knew there was a divorce in the works. But from inside their home, a bitter battle between former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax and his wife Serena was seemingly intensifying.
This has been an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated or messy divorce.
Fairfax County police say around midnight, Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife in their basement before he went upstairs to turn the gun on himself. The couple's two teen children were inside the home at the time. One of them called 911.
Anything like this is upsetting, and then you think about the children, because their futures are big time changed.
The shootings happened less than a month after a custody hearing. In court documents, Serena says her husband was struggling with alcohol use. The court filings describe him as having completely withdrawn from loved ones, failing to pay bills and unable to perform day-to-day tasks after he left office in 2022. In his order, the judge said losing his bid for Virginia Attorney General in 2013 and sexual assault allegations against him in 2019 that affected his political aspirations affected Justin. According to court filings, Justin bought a gun using money meant for his children's horseback riding lessons and had to be calmed down when he was found in the park with that gun. Despite mental health concerns and an inability to be a proper caregiver, the judge ordered the couple to have joint legal custody of their kids, allowing him unsupervised visitation.
Former Lieutenant Governor Fairfax was recently served some paperwork associated with an upcoming court proceeding. That apparently led to this incident last night.
Serena first filed for divorce last July, citing, quote, no expectation or hope of reconciliation. They had separated roughly a year earlier, but were still living in the same home. Her complaint says there was a post-nuptial agreement, but Justin failed to follow those terms. Neighbors say they didn't see this coming.
The possibility that there may be some marital issues, maybe divorce, that's what, beyond that, nothing.
Fairfax County police say they did respond to this home before, at least one time in January, when Justin Fairfax claimed that his wife assaulted him. But after reviewing the security videos inside the home, police say they were not able to corroborate his story. We know after he left office that Justin Fairfax was an attorney in his own firm. Meanwhile, his wife Serena was a dentist in this area. I'm Matthew Torres, WUSA 9.
Dr. Serena Fairfax, beyond this tragedy, she was a mother, a mentor, and someone who changed lives. Our Katie Lusso continues our team coverage.
Tonight, as you can see, there are flowers here outside the front door of Dr. Serena Fairfax's dental practice. Now, she wasn't just a politician's wife. She was an accomplished woman, a mother, and a beloved dentist here in Fairfax. Tonight, I spoke with one of her friends turned patients who says she would go out of her way to ensure everyone had access to dental care.
I'm gonna miss my friend.
Tyrone Sims II says he first met Dr. Serena Fairfax in 2008 at an event through one of her relatives.
Come to find out, we grew up right down the street from each other.
A friendship grew. Over the years, she managed to convince him to start going to the dentist again.
The things I needed to do to take care of myself that I'd been stubborn to do for the first 40 years of my life.
But not just any dentist, she became his dentist.
Each visit was definitely wasn't boring.
He says she had a way of making people feel at ease.
She was one of the most loving, caring people.
That she would go out of her way to make sure anyone who needed dental care got it, even if they couldn't afford it.
It wasn't just a profession for her, right? It was an expression of love and compassion. It was her way of service to others.
He, like so many others, were heartbroken to hear what happened to her.
Are stating that his dad might have stabbed his mom, saying that she's laying on the ground bleeding.
We've since learned that they were in the midst of a divorce. Court documents show she told the court the former lieutenant governor was struggling with alcohol abuse, citing no expectation or hope of reconciliation. Sims says he had no idea how bad it was.
Serena was a quiet person, and there's personal things, and I understand me not knowing, and I don't think anyone did. Not to this extent.
As he reflects on their friendship and who she was,
definitely would put politician's wife at the bottom of the list.
He says one thing will change for certain.
I'm not getting another dentist. That's how much she means to me. I just not.
What do you think she'd have to say about that?
She'd be laughing right now and tell me I'm stupid.
He says it's important for people to know who she was.
Serena is a real person and an accomplished person.
Right now, the focus on wrapping their arms around her two teenage children.
Whatever dreams, hopes, plans that they had before this tragedy, that they still know that they can meet those.
And for now, her patients, colleagues, and loved ones left to navigate this tragic loss. In Fairfax County, I'm Katie Lusso, WUSA 9.
Our coverage continues now with Northern Virginia Bureau Chief Julie Carey. She's been getting reaction from folks in the political world today.
Julie, this is hitting hard both locally and on Capitol Hill, too.
Yes, devastating is the word I hear most frequently. And in talking to friends of the Fairfax family, they echo some of what Drew was just reporting. They say after Justin Fairfax's political career and life in public service came to an end, he withdrew. They say he changed. And now his death and that of his wife sending shockwaves across Virginia's political landscape. Political leaders, family, friends expressing their shock and extending deep condolences, especially for those two orphan children.
There were tears and strong emotions this morning when Andrea and Cozy Bailey learned the couple they'd once joined for dinners and family celebrations was dead in a murder-suicide.
I am devastated. I just screamed when I heard the news.
My heart goes out to the family, the children, Serena's parents, all of their relatives. And I pray God's comfort for them at a time like this.
Shock and deep sadness, the reaction of so many across the Commonwealth who knew or supported former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax when he became the second African-American elected statewide in Virginia in 2017. His sights set on even higher office.
We are changing the course of history in this Commonwealth and in this country.
But his political ambitions were derailed in 2019 when first one woman, then another, came forward accusing the lieutenant governor of sexually assaulting them many years earlier. Fairfax vehemently denied the allegations, calling the interactions consensual. Fairfax was never charged. He refused calls to step down, even launching a later losing bid for governor. But all along, he continued to make his case that he'd been falsely accused.
The allegation is completely false, as was indicated in our statement.
Cozy Bailey, who serves as the state NAACP president, and Andrea Bailey, a Prince William supervisor, say Fairfax came to them for support and mentorship in his early political career. They say he was passionate about public service. But they say after the allegations ended his quest for higher office, he changed. He stopped returning calls and texts.
He was on the verge of great achievement when his world changed dramatically. He went to a dark place. He went to a dark place after unfounded, unproven allegations of things that can just totally ruin a person.
The couple also remembering Serena Fairfax, a well-known dentist.
She was a superstar in her own right.
Yes.
There are a loose group of black female dentists here in the Northern Virginia area, and she was a part of that group.
She was.
Everybody knew the name of Serena Fairfax.
Absolutely.
A shaken Virginia Senator Mark Warner also speaking today about the terrible news, remembering the decade he spent working with Justin Fairfax when both were elected leaders.
For an awful lot of us that worked with Justin, he was an enormous talent, and I just can't imagine what his family's going through. Obviously, the idea that his teenage kids were in the house, it's a huge tragedy, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, we've also heard from Governor Abigail Spanberger today, who issued a statement reading in part, "I'm deeply saddened by the tragedy that occurred last night. I'm praying for the Fairfax children, and I ask my fellow Virginians to hold them in their hearts and prayers." And she goes on to say, "This tragedy reminds us that domestic violence can occur in any family and in any place. Resources are available to support our neighbors experiencing domestic violence and facing mental health crises." And the governor especially remembering Serena Fairfax as a devoted mother, as a beloved dentist in this community. The governor's statement, however, did not mention Justin Fairfax. And you guys, the other thing I've been so struck by in this neighborhood, we are just a half block from a school here, and all afternoon the school buses have been bringing children home, parents going to the bus stop to pick up their children. No doubt some very difficult conversations taking place in this neighborhood tonight. Back to you now.
Well said. You know that is happening. Julie Carey. Julie, thanks so much for all your coverage this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Julie. And a reminder, as Julie was mentioning, there are resources to lean on. If you or someone you love needs help, you can call 1-800-799-SAFE to reach the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and help is available in English and in Spanish.
And if you or someone you know is in crisis, you can call 988 or go to 988lifeline.org to reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can also visit speakingofsuicide.com/resources.
Police say on one hand this investigation is cut and dry, but it's complicated in some others. Police say there is no doubt the former lieutenant governor is the shooter, but what set him off may take a little bit longer to nail down. Though we're learning tonight that mounting marital issues and a pending divorce were fueling years of turmoil inside the Fairfax family home. He was once the second most powerful statewide politician in Virginia. Tonight, he's at the center of a murder-suicide investigation. Fairfax County Police say former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife Serena, a well-known dentist, in the basement of the family's Annandale home. Police say after shooting his wife, Justin then ran upstairs to the primary bedroom and shot himself. The couple and their 2 teenage children were in the throes of what police describe as a messy divorce.
It all kind of culminated last night when Justin Fairfax shot several times and killed his wife, ran to a different part of the home, and then killed himself.
According to court documents obtained by News 4, Serena Fairfax filed for divorce from Justin in 2025. Just last month, the Fairfax County judge granted custody of the children to Serena and ordered Justin to move out of the home by the end of April. In the custody opinion, a judge wrote, quote, "The wife testified that heavy daily alcohol consumption by the father has become the norm." The court documents say Justin Fairfax spiraled into alcoholism and isolated himself from family involvement following the 2019 sexual assault allegations against him while he was in office. Allegations he denied, but still weighed on him tremendously, the judge wrote. During the custody battle, the judge also found, quote, "The evidence also showed that in 2022, the father purchased a handgun with money intended for his children's horseback riding lessons." During the divorce proceedings, Serena Fairfax installed cameras throughout the family's home, according to police. Police say those cameras were rolling last night, just like they were back in January when Justin called police to claim that Serena had assaulted him.
We reviewed those cameras and we corroborated that the alleged assault never occurred.
Court documents show evidence that Serena Fairfax was actively involved in her children's lives, finding no evidence that Serena ever engaged in inappropriate conduct and maintained great relationships with the two kids. The court found, however, that Justin was currently unable to have a healthy relationship with his kids due to his alcohol use and self-isolation within the home. The family's internal struggles were even becoming apparent to neighbors, according to Peter DeMeo.
Just amazed, shocked, and because I knew them.
DeMeo says it was clear Serena and Justin had some marital issues, but he would have never imagined it would end with both parents dead and detectives carrying out backpacks and lacrosse sticks, apparently belonging to the two kids.
Anything like this is upsetting, and you think about the children, because their futures are big time changed.
A man once considered a rising political star is now being called a killer, leaving two innocent children without parents. Justin and Serena were scheduled to return to court on Monday for the next phase of their divorce proceedings. Also, Justin was being punished by the court for not complying with existing court orders. In fact, a judge was fining Justin Fairfax $300 for every day that he was not compensating Serena for money that the court found he owed to her on.